Howdy folks, Big Anklevich here. It is time for week 2 of this crazy process. Last week was pretty good. I got myself into a pretty good position. And yeah, it's time to see if we can keep it going. Can I keep it going? I don't know that I can keep it going that well, but maybe I can do something. Let's head into it and let's check out. Here we are on Final Boss Mode. Yeah! Okay, starting off another week, and it is Sunday. As you saw in the last video, this morning I weighed in at 206.8 when I woke up this morning, and I decided not to do my normal walk when I did because I looked at my app and it said it was 37 degrees outside, and I was just like, you know what? If I scroll over, it says that it's going to be more like 60 degrees later in the day. I can just go then because I got all day because it's Sunday. So instead, I went out and I broke my fast. I broke it at 43 hours and 43 minutes. So it was a good long fast, and I broke it with, you guessed it, a pound of ground beef. How about that? And as you can see, these were ones that I left in the fridge from yesterday, so they were cold. I don't know what, like I was saying, man, there's something about cold ground beef. I just really like it. I don't know why, but I've started doing it even when I could have it hot and fresh off the stove. Weird. So I had that, and then I had a second pound of ground beef a little bit later, and then I finally did go out and get on my walk. I went out and I walked my 10,000 steps in my regular walk, plus whatever else I got in the day, which added up to 12,000 steps, 12,376. So that was Sunday. Pretty good. And now it's time to go to bed. Talk to you tomorrow. It is Monday, and today I woke up and I weighed myself first thing in the morning as usual, and I was 207, which I think that's 0.2 higher than yesterday, but it's basically even. So that's good. I'm sticking even in between fast, which is a good thing. And then, you know, when I fast, I'll go down again, hopefully. Hopefully that's the way it'll be. We'll have to see, I guess. For my first meal, I had a pound of ground beef, a pound of cold ground beef. Boy, I love it. It's really good. If you've never tried it, I think you really ought to try it. Give it a shot when you've got like the fat and it consolidates, congeals, whatever down in the bottom. And yeah, it hardens and it becomes like a little, it's just great. And the salt is in there, real tasty. I had a second pound of ground beef later in the day, and that was my food for the day. And then while I was at work, I did a lot of walking. Monday and Tuesday are usually the best days for me to be able to actually get around and get walking. And so I was able to get out and do that. And then I already had all my steps I needed at that point, but by the time I got home, I went and did some more of my usual walk. I didn't do my full usual walk because I didn't want to hurt my feet like I have been doing, overdoing it. So it was shorter, but I still wound up with 20,000 steps. So it's still quite a lot to get to 20,000. So I don't know. And after doing all that walking, I went to the gym again. This is the second time I've been there now. I took my son with me and we lifted some weights together. I was super sore all day today already. Hopefully this will help. I've heard that, you know, working out the muscle again will help take away some of the soreness. So that would be nice. Of course, I'll just get sore again. I don't know what Anthony Chafee's saying about how you don't get sore when you're on carnivore. I got plenty sore. Maybe you can't be a beginner. Maybe you're gonna be beyond that. But anyways, it was a good day. It was a pretty good day. And, you know, I'm just being consistent. That's right. That is the key, and I'm sticking with it. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, it's Tuesday now, and this morning when I got up and I tried to weigh myself, my scale was malfunctioning. I may have to get a new one. I already wrote the company and complained about it, so we'll have to see if they live up to their warranty. If they don't, you'll hear about it on here. I'll tell you that much. I'll smear their name all over the place. But yeah, the first thing that I have evidence for you for today is that I had for my first meal a steak. Instead of doing my normal ground beef, which I've been doing all this time, I had this piece of steak. It was about a 16-ounce steak. It's a sirloin, which is going to be pretty lean, so I'm not sure if it was a good idea to eat it or not. I tried to eat the really fatty ground beef, and the sirloin's going to be much leaner than that. But it's what I had. My wife made them, and she made one for me, and so I took it with me to work, and I had it. Later in the day, however, guess what? I had a pound of ground beef, so that's back to normal. And all of that should be fine. I should be just great with eating that slight difference. Still all beef, still all good. I did a lot of walking at work, so I was already at my full number that I needed by the time I got home, and I didn't go on my normal walk today. So I got 11,000 steps, which is just fine by me. And yeah, since I finished that last pound of ground beef, I've just been fasting, and I'll fast on through the rest of the week. Right now I'm at 7 hours and 37 minutes and 30 seconds. And yeah, I'll fast on through tomorrow until I get to about 40 hours come 2 in the morning on Thursday. And that's what we're doing right now. So we're going to keep it going because got to stick with the consistency. Yeah, I hope that the steak is in trouble for consistency. All right, folks, it is Wednesday, and this morning I got up and I went to weigh myself, and the scale still wouldn't work, and I was so freaking irritated. Don't have time to sit around and wait for it to function. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and these days it doesn't, mostly for me. I was just frustrated. I just got to see this stupid flashing, blinking, not working thing. So I went to work, and I didn't bring anything with me because it's fast day, so I didn't eat anything. I didn't do a whole lot of walking while I was at work either. I did some, but not very much. So I had to do my full walk when I got home. Did a big, long walk to make sure I got my 10,000 steps. And while I was out, I saw something up ahead, way up ahead on the trail, and I thought, I think that looked like that was maybe a deer, or either it could be somebody with a dog. I don't know. It looked like an animal, though, for sure. And then I came around the corner, and there it was. And there were not just one deer or whatever. It was 4 deer. It's the most deer that I've ever seen when I'm out walking. And I thought that was cool. I only got 3 in this picture. The other one went out of frame. But anyways. Yeah, so I got 12,000 steps on my walk, which is that's what I'm trying to get. It's not a massive total. It's a long ways from 30,000 that I got last week that one time, but I don't want to overdo it. I do have problems with my feet, and sometimes I start to have problems when I overdo it, so I'm avoiding that. When I came back from my walk, I did manage to get the scale to work. This was the 3rd time. When I first got home from work, I tried it again, and it still didn't work. But then I stepped on it after I got home from my walk, and it said that I weighed 205. Now, what would I have weighed this morning? I mean, it's obviously in the neighborhood, but it's 12 hours later than I usually weigh myself at least. So it's going to be different than it would be. So it probably means that tomorrow I won't have that much change from what I weigh today. But maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm fasting. I'm at 31 hours fasted. It's almost time to go to bed, get myself 8 hours sleep. And then at 40 hours, I will be done with my fast, and I'll weigh myself if I can, and we'll see just what I'm at. I guess we'll see how that goes. But, I'm sticking to it, being consistent. And, yeah, that's working out. It's the best way to do it. If you can be consistent and stick with your plan, then you make some big time progress. I'm not making the same kind of progress as that I did last week because that was out of control, dumping all the water. But I'm still making good progress, basically coming down every day. As long as the scale works and I can see what it is, I come down. If I can't see what it is, well, I probably still came down. I just don't know. All right, it is Thursday, and today was kind of a crazy day. It was really busy. First of all, I got my scale to work for the first time in a little while this morning. It gave me a weight, and I weighed 204, which is down from before, so that is good. It should have been, because I, was at the tail end of a 40-hour fast, so if I didn't lose weight in that, then when am I going to lose weight? But it's nice to still be coming down, to be getting closer. Well, Wonderland is within reach now. It's only a few pounds away. But yeah, I finished up my fast at 40 hours and I don't know, what is it, 7 minutes, something like that. And yeah, I had my first meal was, of course, a pound of ground beef, and my second meal was a pound of ground beef. I didn't do anything different. I didn't have any leftover steak, so I just stuck with my normal plan, being consistent. That's right. I got a lot of walking in. When I was at work, I knew that I needed to, because I wasn't going to have a whole lot of time for it when I got home today. So I did get out and do some walking when I got home, but just a little bit, only like a third of what I usually do, which was fine. But I needed to get that done because I had to be done in time. I was going to a concert tonight, and I was not going to make it. If I wake up at 2 a.m., I'm not going to make it till midnight, watching a show and at least enjoy myself. I might have just had to lay right down on the floor of the concert and take a nap or something. So instead, I took a nap when I was at home. And then Thursday is my day for going and working out at the gym with my kid. So I picked him up from school as soon as he got out. We ran over to the gym. We did some workouts. We were doing arms and back today, and that was fun. And then we hurried home, and I headed out, and me and my daughter went to the concert. It was Everclear.
We can live beside the ocean, leave the fire behind, swim out past the breaker, watch the world die.
I don't know if you know Everclear, but it was a fun show. We enjoyed ourselves, and I caught a drumstick at the end of the show, which is pretty cool. I've never done that before. I've got a few guitar picks, but never a drumstick before, so that was exciting. But yeah, that was today, and we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if I'm still going down tomorrow. Does the scale work even? I'm tired of it. I'm really frustrated. I haven't said the name of the company that makes the scale, although I think I have in the past. But pretty soon, if I don't get a response from them where they're like, "Hey, here's a new scale. Sorry, our scale broke on you before you even had it for 6 months," then I'm just gonna do a whole rant about them on here. But anyways, let's go check out what happened on Friday, huh? Okay, it is Friday, and today I had a day off because I was out super late at that concert last night, so I was not going to be able to get up at 2 in the morning to go to work. So instead, I stayed home. I slept in substantially for me. And when I got up this morning, I thought I would try something out. I've long had, if you take a look at this picture of the beef, I've been keeping my beef in 1 pound portions in these little bags. And every time I pull one out and go to cook it, I think, I wonder what it would be like if I just cooked this as one giant 1 pound hamburger patty. So since I wasn't going into work and I didn't have to worry about it, reheating it or whatever later, I thought, I'm going to try it. So I cooked it up. It was pretty good, but not as great as I want. I mean, you can see it's got the whole pool of fat melted out around it. And I don't think I got as much of that inside me as I wanted. I like it a lot better when I actually eat all the fat instead of leave it on the plate and wind up washing it down when I wash the dish off. So I don't think I'll do that again. But it was a fun experiment, at least, I guess. I don't know. I didn't get my weight today. Again, the scale just did not work. After I ate my big hamburger patty, I went out and did my walk. I did my walk. It was kind of hard because I tweaked my back out yesterday. I went and did the gym with my son, and not while I was exercising, but afterwards, I leaned over to pick up some dumbbells off of the ground, and my back gave a little sproing, and yeah, it's been hurting ever since. It's not terrible, but it's not good. And so all this walking, I'm not sure if it's a good idea. But I'm sticking with it, and we'll see if I can get better slowly. I don't know. I had my second meal after I got back from my walk. It was this, I cooked the ground beef the regular way and ate it like that. And altogether, I got 11,000 steps in today. So that was today. After that, after eating that meat, I started fasting. And I'm fasting through Saturday into Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, it is Saturday. And when I got up this morning, I got my scale to actually work, which was pretty exciting. Although the number that I got was 205. Which puts me a little bit heavier than after the fast, which, that's usual. Usually you go down real far when you fast, then you go back up a little bit when you go back to eating, and then when you fast again, you go down a little bit more, and that's kind of the way. It's a little bit of a seesaw, but you steadily inch downward a little bit each time, so hopefully that's what's going on. I went out and did my walk this morning. I didn't do it before dawn. I waited until it got a little bit warmer. Once it was light, I was out there and I was walking, and I managed to get 14,000 steps altogether on the day. So that was a pretty good total, and yeah, it was a good day. I didn't eat anything, and tomorrow's the big day. We're going to find out just how things worked out. In fact, let's head over to Big Anklevich and see what he has to say about the big finale. How did this week go, Big? All right, thanks, Big Anklevich. Let's head into this big finale here. How did things go this week? How did it finish out? Well, I finished up my fast, this morning, and when I weighed myself, I came in at 203.4. Managed to get the scale to work, sort of, long enough that I could get a weight, and that was good. 203.4 is down from 206.8 that I got last week, so that means I'm 3.4 pounds down on the week. That's a good total. That's what I probably should expect. I was hoping that it would be higher, but you get what you get, and that's the way life is. You just got to be consistent. And as long as you're consistent, you'll get there. You got to stick with it on good times and bad times. That's one of those things that my wife was just complaining about because she weighed in on our scale today. And she was just like, told me that I was this much more than I wanted to be. I said, don't let it get to you, because that's what happened to me. I let it get to me in December. And then I just... When you let little things like that get you down, then you go on a bender. You wind up eating a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't eat, and then next thing you know, you've got 2 weeks worth of hardcore consistency required just to get back to where you were, and that's almost where I am. I'm not even quite where I was. Still got a couple pounds to get down to where I was before I got all upset and gained a bunch of weight. So that's the key that I'm driving at, is consistency. And we'll keep doing that. Stick with it and, not mess it up. Just keep to the program. Stick to it, and, I'll get there. It may be 3 months. It may be 6 months. I don't know. We'll see how much longer this final season of Big Anklevich on Health will be. But I will get there. All right, folks. We'll see you next time on Big Anklevich on Health.